The show is an entity, and it goes from one thing to another. They all have dynamics, and if you had a favourite song, then the rest would become less important, so they're all important. It's quite important to realise, I think, that the joy of performing embraces, in part, the joy of listening. So an awful lot of my enjoyment comes from what the other guys in the band do. I really like that sound, I really like that groove, that attitude. I like that professionalism, and I like that awesome identity that Purple has. It's fantastic. And so you're a very small part of that. So listening is a big part of it. I get off on what the other guys do. Music is a thing of mood. I think the songs that we do present different personal feelings. It's a framework. You know, most gardeners would understand you have a trellis work, you grow wild roses on, they choose to grow exactly how they want within the framework. That's how I like to describe Deep Purple's music. There's a framework, which is what you might call the set list. Once the starter's gun goes off, it's mayhem. So the idea is that we won't be doing any stuff from the new record because it's impossible these days because of YouTube. Within 5 minutes, the whole world will have some tinny, horrible, emaciated version. It'll be a complete waste of time. Until the record's out, we're not doing any new stuff. But there again, the old songs are new every night because of, as I keep repeating, the improvisation is the one thing that holds it all together. Artistic differences is probably one of the great euphemisms of our business. It probably means that, you know, someone's got a black eye and someone else is in hospital. So yes, but I suppose somebody used the words because we don't have a press agent. We never did have, so I guess somebody used that phrase, almost certainly, yes. Said the words, what goes on tour stays on tour. Well, it's impossible, isn't it? Because it doesn't, because there's always somebody with a vested interest to spread the news. So no, I haven't said that, nor do I expect anyone to. So it just makes you've got to behave yourself or you're in trouble. To be honest, you learn fairly soon that there's no privacy in this game. Particularly if you want to stick your head up above the parapet all the time. So we have been fairly low profile in terms of promotion. We've tended to focus on the musical side. One of the more acceptable of all the hundreds of descriptions that we've had over the years, everything from rock and roll band to heavy metal and classic rock, with all the things in between of dinosaurs, wrinkly rockers, heavy metal, and you name it, progressive rock. I think underground was my favourite because that means you get the job done and you don't have to deal with the media, with all due respect. We never have predicted the future. I've never been able to do that, and I've never really thought about it. You just think about what you're doing now and the knock-on effect of that in terms of how it's going to affect your life or music. That's about it. So I've never really looked more than a year or two ahead. And so 5 years is a long way, particularly at our age. I can imagine, providing we're healthy, that music will be the central force in our collective lives. As far as definitive plans are concerned, we all have individual lives outside of Deep Purple. So right at the moment, all I can think of is to the end of this year at the moment, because we have a record coming out in April. So well, let's pray for some health and keep going.